What on earth do you have there? What decade is this?
Well, this is clearly Canadian. And you know what
Clearly.
wasn't in the NHL? Clearly, you know what wasn't clearly Canadian in the NHL?
Huh.
All the expansion in the 1990s.
Oh, next on Ugly Thirds. I literally
Welcome
put it on
back
the
to
table
Ugly
in front of
Third.
you.
Today's topic is. Sorry, they're talking to me. Today's topic is the 1990s
voices?
expansion draft. Yes, they do talk to me once in a while. John and Shrimps, take it away.
I put the peach on the table in front of you.
No one mentioned anything to me.
Yes,
I
yes,
can only
he
hear
did.
out of one ear right now, so maybe they're talking to the bad ear.
It's possible.
This was bottled in Dundas Street in Toronto, Ontario.
Yes, sir. You can buy Clearly Canadian again. For those of you who were with us in the late 90s.
Actually, this is delicious.
It's very, very good.
It's like it's flavored like seltzer water, but like there's something different about it.
It's at World
clearly
Markets if
Canadian.
you got one of those.
Canadians have different quality of.
Clearly.
And different zip codes. I can't get over their zip codes.
Oh my god, it's so many
So
letters
goofy.
and number
Who
combinations.
puts letters into it? How many
Ugh.
zips? How many zips do they need?
Expansion. Once it became cool to expand, like we took off with that.
Well, because the NHL realized they can make a quick couple $1 million per owner by just saying, "Hey, yeah, let's join in another team."
Yeah.
Never mind that it tanked the talent of the league for a long time because of every time you add another 30 players plus however many people are not in the regular lineup but are in the lineup, you have to keep add. There was a really good thought of like, okay, there are probably 5 Hall of Fame worthy goaltenders in the NHL at any given time.
Okay.
In the original 6 era, that means 5 out of 6 goalies are in the Hall of Fame, which is true at least once. Then you have 30 teams, still 5 goalies that are Hall of Famers. You have 25 that aren't. Now 27 that aren't. Keep going, 29 that aren't. Right? So every time you now, does it bounce back a little? Yes, you get more players who are getting into the game. You hope. If you develop those regions, you can, but that's a 20-year plus thing easy.
Yeah. Well, now that we've changed our expansion draft rules a touch, so we don't end up with the San Jose Sharks of 1992.
Or even Minnesota and Columbus, who are still struggling at 24 years in.
Yeah.
Minnesota less than Columbus on the struggle. But
I wonder if there's like resentment from someone like Columbus, be like, oh yeah, Vegas is gonna come in and boom, go to a cup in their first year.
There should be. I don't know if there is, but there should be.
Yeah.
Like they got hosed on that system because it was always, well, okay, new kid, pay your dues, and now it's like, no, we better make sure we establish a good franchise and a good fan base so that they stick around even if they're bad.
Fair.
So
I was reading something recently out of the 4 major North American sports. What's the most forgettable franchise?
Florida Panthers.
Columbus Blue Jackets.
Oh, okay.
See, you already forgot about them. Yeah.
And I'm a fan.
It's the only sport in that city, isn't it?
Well, I mean,
the Columbus Crew.
Columbus
you anti-soccer?
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
You went to a soccer game.
I did for a friend.
Raider. Ohio State Buckeyes.
I love our first offering here because they enter the league as an expansion in the Bauer uniform.
You're the only one in the NHL is Bauer.
The only team to do so on ice.
So, we have the Nashville Predators. And in their original look, there's a lot going on here at the bottom. Lots of silver, lots of shiny. I don't know what this is. Why does that stripe exist?
But for the time period, what it could have been.
It could have been worse.
Could have been.
It could have been worse. It is not a good. It's not a great inaugural jersey, but it's there. This is an interesting. So this is based on the arena, the Gaylord Entertainment Center. Phil, you want to zoom in on that? Later ones would include the skull that we'd see on the Mustard Cat thirds. Close.
Was that an actual true story that they found saber-toothed tiger?
Yes,
remains?
but it's like 20 years before the franchise.
Gotcha.
So
we just leaned hard into that story from 20 years previous?
Yeah, it goes way further back than it actually...
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Cool.
Jersey Cam throwing a tantrum.
Mm.
Up next, and for comparison, oh, but this is an Adidas shirt. Yeah, they switch back to the exact same thing. I have the white, but three of us have the white. No one has the black one of it.
Yeah.
Well, Phil, how long they wear these? How long do the Predators wear that?
98 to 07.
Okay.
And then
recently,
Ottawa.
92 to 95. Then you have 07.
07. Look at
That's
this guy.
That's the proper, yes. 07, and then now it's their current look.
So with just the two red stripes and a black stripe in between, it only goes to 95. They change it to a white stripe in 95, and it goes all the way to, I believe, 2000, when the red jersey with the front-looking Centurion and the stretch replaces it. But that white jersey goes all the way up to Reebok.
And that's something.
But we're looking at all the road color jerseys because I think we all associate like a team more with their color jersey than their dark white homes. So,
and in early 90s they were wearing white at home.
Yes.
Yeah.
Better or worse?
For me, the color combination here, this is eye-catching. You're a new team, you're coming into the league, you need to grab someone's attention. That doesn't do it.
Now, I will also say, well, so there's two things interesting. The established and the Roman numerals, for like, when you want to zoom in, it goes to like 1896. Like, it's the original franchise, even though there's no actual connection there. I always find that interesting. And you know what? This is a Toronto jersey in red and black, especially now. That's gonna ruffle some feathers, but tell me how I'm wrong.
I mean, swap the colors. You might be onto something.
So, we'll move it down.
You have to place these because I don't know your system. I'm just here for commentary.
I can place.
Okay.
So, in going with the color jerseys, the Atlanta Thrashers. But I also want to point out that this is what they wore in the white. So, like we're not going to use this one, but
we've already been over the Thrashers.
Right. There's a big difference here. This is, I feel, way worse than this one, but you also had a fully different interpretation of the logo.
Yep.
So, Phil, when the Thrashers wear this?
99 to 06, 07.
Yeah, so 07 was the white.
And when they switched to
Reebok.
Yep.
The Blue Land third would replace this one for 1 year. Look, I know my thoughts on this. How do you think in this?
First
ranking?
of all, I always looked at it as a bird straight on, and he told me during our Thrashers episode, no, it's an aerial view of the bird.
Yes, it's
looking
like
down on it,
flying up on it. Yeah, this is its head. This is its tail. These are the wings. Which is probably the coolest that the state bird of Georgia is ever going to look.
Yeah, probably.
If they leaned into this rather than the toilet bowl logo they had for the other one, I think this lasts a whole lot longer.
We've talked about building a brand identity. And with the Nashville Predators, I can see it. Ottawa Senators, there's a senator here. Without any other context, what on earth is this thing?
Right. I think they really tried to lean into a 90s sounding name, and it wasn't good enough. Because those trends come and go.
And then this down here.
Yeah, why? Which is also in the collar, which I'll give them that much for tying it. But
so put this. I just almost like to throw this out the window. But...
Oh, really? I like this better than this one.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I just think like aesthetically, like I think this is eye catching. I like these stripes as they're out of the way, but they're good. I don't love how they're not on the back. But
you're gonna lead off a brand new NHL franchise with this thing with no markings in a non-hockey market.
Oh, you make some good points there. I'll move this. Yeah. I'm not gonna drop it below Ottawa. It's dull. It's dull, and it's Toronto in black.
I can live with that.
Okay.
Toronto dark mode.
Night vision. Oh, here's a fun one. Phil.
The Panthers wore this from 93 to 07.
07. 07. Back 1906. Now, this would toggle between road and third with that blue one coming in.
Right.
But they started with this.
I think it's a good start.
It's a great... I love these. And I think Florida loves these.
I think, back in that time period when Ottawa San Jose was too early. But in this time period, this is when jerseys are really starting to show up in that Sears catalog or that Penny's catalog. And this is the one, when I opened that page, this is the one that I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
No ties to Florida whatsoever, living in New York. But that's eye-catching.
I mean, the Panther is super detailed. The jersey is a lot of block looks. It's not bland, so it doesn't like. There's not like a huge contrast of saying like, oh, this is too busy and dull. Almost kind of like what Ottawa does with how busy. Like, there's a very detailed. You're gonna have to help me with the angle here. Detailed Centurion, lots of detail here, and actually, I think the original said Ottawa and Senators here, so we're almost. This is detailed. The jersey is not boring, but blocky deliberately. Like, I think it blends so well. It balances.
You're
That's
leaning
the word.
into those Florida colors, the reds, the yellows.
You get a
creating
palm
an
tree
identity,
and a sun,
which
with a
comes
hockey
back in the
stick.
most ridiculous jersey of the Adidas
So
era.
many people love those. I think they understood the assignment.
Yeah.
They really did.
I would project that all the way up to the top for now.
For now.
It's ahead of everything else.
And we went to the Cup final in the
96. Where they got swept by Colorado. That was the year of the rat trick. Scott Mellenby smacked a rat in the locker room. Okay, so I have this in white, but this is the Adidas throwback.
Here's what I'm going to say about this jersey. It's bland. It's terrible.
Bland, yeah.
However, fully customized, it makes it one of the more unique offerings up here.
So the back with the ridiculous fonts they used initially, I'd agree with you. But like even then,
in its originality, when they're introducing the logo and the jersey without a player on it or anything like that.
Can you find that font anywhere?
Oh, find a Darren Pupa game worn from that season. Or Pat Jablonski was their goaltender in that year, and
I'm trying to think who else would have been, like Brent Gretzky.
Brent Gretzky
wore that jersey.
Yep. That is the most iconic one.
You want Pupa?
So it's a ridiculous font. The back of the jersey is what you need. Because I have a point even with that.
Okay, that's the only thing about it. This is bland, and they wore this all the way up until 07.
Yes.
This logo took them all the way through 07.
Yes, because then the Reebok era is slightly different, and then they changed to the current one that's very bland. So there's that one. There's even one before that.
There's one before that. It's got to be Brent Gretzky. See if you can find the Brent Gretzky one.
That is acceptable, not the original.
Okay, give me a moment.
But my long-winded point here is that on its own, there's nothing redeeming about this jersey.
Well, and once Phil shows it, I'll mention. But I love this patch. I think this patch goes way underrated.
It's good, but they're not the only team in Florida.
Well, and I think they're definitely trying to associate that like Florida and hockey is okay. They do it without being as cheesy as the Panthers. Cheeky as the Panthers.
Gotcha.
Any luck? He's almost there.
He's on it. Got it. There it is.
So, but here's the thing.
Terminator.
There are two fonts already on this crest. Neither of them is that. This is Microsoft Word clip art taken to the extreme.
Yep.
Extreme. I as much as I love white shoulders and it's a nice classic look, even the blue and the black blend enough that
it's the right blue and the right black.
I just from washing it.
You guys wash your jerseys?
That I have no love for these. I don't.
Below Ottawa or above Ottawa?
Honestly, Ottawa's got a better logo. I think it's below Ottawa.
Okay.
So
I hated how bland that logo was
this
for
is
how
fifth
long
place.
It was.
Here's where I'm going to have to put my feelings aside.
So that was 92 to 07.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yep.
it
Trev's
went
mentioned
way
that. He took
too
your
long.
job. This,
Womp womp.
the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim. They couldn't even be like, we're the Anaheim Mighty Ducks. No, we're Mighty Ducks of Anaheim.
MDA.
Let's take a Disney movie and make it real.
You hate the Ducks.
I hate this. I don't hate the Ducks. I hate the Mighty Ducks.
I think throughout a team's tenure, Anaheim has the worst look over an organization's history. They've consistently had terrible jerseys.
Yeah, they've never hit the mark.
This is not. There is nothing original here. This is Hollywood through and through.
First off, when they wear this, Phil, I shan't forget you.
93.6.
I like this.
This is not how Ducks look. This is how Donald Duck looks.
Ooh, fair.
Also putting a stitch around this, that the white outline stops here for the black sticks. Like, what a pain in the neck.
Yeah.
Like, I've never had another crest where there isn't a white outline the whole way around, or at least an outline of a solid color. You want to go for it?
I was seeing how close I could get.
Well, I mean, you can see the white stops, and then it becomes a black outline. Like,
okay, redeeming qualities here. Eggplant and Jade.
It is very different. It stood out for sure. It's very 90s.
Yep.
I like the design. I think the diagonal stripe, even though it matches the logo in no way, shape, or form, is different. There's a good color balance too with this gray.
There was no way they could make the Anaheim Ducks without starting at the very least with this, because you are cash grabbing without even having to put much effort into it.
I mean, they should have gone in an entirely different direction. They should have been saying, like, no, Disney, you can't use your trademarked movie.
But money. You're not thinking of money.
No, you're letting Disney own a team,
right?
But like,
which is the most absurd thing.
And it was for a lot. Like, Mickey Mouse organization is literally the derogatory term of generations, and then there actually is one.
Yes, but imagine like taking a movie and making an actual fully functioning highest level of hockey national team.
Kids movie. And you're putting adults in these uniforms and saying, go take this seriously, go win the oldest trophy in North America. Like, my level of hate for what this stands, like, this starts the slide to everything with being like ridiculous and it's fun and just like the corporatization of the sport. Of all sports.
You know what? It's a good point. Imagine spending years in youth hockey honing your craft, and you fight your way up into the NHL, the pinnacle of hockey.
And you've dealt with all the ridiculous Austin ice bats and stuff on the way up.
You've put in your time. You've made it to the show.
It's time to be serious.
And you're in this. In 1995, you're in something even dumber than this.
You have Donald Duck on your chest, and you're wearing purple. Purple.
And if you ever have a chance and haven't seen it on YouTube, go to the inaugural game and see who introduces this team. Who flies in from the ceiling?
It's ridiculous. I hate this. But again, I know the comments are going to give us a lot of dirt, a lot of hate for our opinions on this, because nostalgia clouds everything on this.
I would put this on the bottom.
I agree.
I don't know where the bottom is, so.
Well, it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 tiers.
I don't know.
They step down. Each one is low. Okay, the last one. Is this the last one? Last one?
Last one. Last one.
I'm not missing one?
Phil, last one.
San Jose.
Love it.
The San Jose Sharks. Yes, okay, it's the throwback because we don't have. Somehow, none of us have the original. This is a jersey I have missed countless times, where it's like, oh, okay, I see it on eBay, $50, buy it now. But I want to ask a question because I'm not sure about like a measurement or something in the picture. Poof, gone. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've missed out on this jersey.
And as we've spoken about previously, the sizing in this era. If you are a medium in 2024, you are looking at XL in these Mosca early CCM jerseys,
right?
Without a doubt,
it's been a struggle. When they wear this, Phil?
They wore this from 91 to 98.
So and they would be replaced by the shoulder stripe ones, which I also really like. I actually think that's the best of the Sharks because it's so different. But you got to think of the NHL that this comes into with the original 6 is still made. Like, it is conservative looks.
Yep.
The 60s and 70s have come and gone. We are back into very basic looks.
Yeah.
Teal was a big splash.
Yep.
This was the first of the expansion teams, really.
Yeah.
Like, so not like, because you have 79 and 80, you get the WHA teams, and there might have been a handful of ones in it, but even then, I'm like, there was a big gulf between the last expansion and
Yep.
San Jose.
And Tampa played it safe.
Yes,
They
same
were the
thing.
Tampa Bay Lightning.
And they were
black and white.
Tampa Bay and Ottawa
And
were the
blue.
next year. This was this is the 75th patch is coming in the same time as this.
Were they the only one that year?
I think so.
They won 91.
Okay. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah. So they had to set the tone of what's acceptable for an expansion. We're not playing original 6 dress up. We're not trying to pretend
Right.
we've always been here. But we can't be ridiculous.
You could also argue that they're technically half an original expansion.
Well, okay, so there was because of the Gund family who owned the California Golden Seals.
Gotcha. Okay.
And the Cleveland
Barons. Yeah, but the Seals franchise became Barons.
You can be new and not need to be ridiculous at the same time.
Yeah.
This color is gorgeous.
Yeah.
That is what people wanted to see.
And it's a very traditional jersey look with stripes. The rest of the colors are very muted. I mean, white, black, gray. Sharks are gray.
Yep.
That makes sense.
Sure.
Look at this water, nice Pacific water. It's not even navy blue,
Yep.
right? It's warm. It's new. It's 90s, but it's definitely not slapping you in the face.
No.
The logo is dynamic without being ridiculous. Like
It tells you the Sharks are a hockey team.
yes,
We look at the WHA slide from many moons ago.
the Los Angeles
Los
Sharks
Angeles
were just the
Sharks.
Sharks just head on.
Face on. This is a dynamic logo for the time period without being 290s. It's so well done that 30-something years later, we're back to where we started.
You'll keep clamoring for this. Now, I like some of the upgrades the Sharks have made. This is not my favorite Sharks jersey. It's not.
No.
It is a little bland for all time. But for a franchise that's starting, this is brilliant.
Yep.
Absolutely brilliant. So, does it best Florida? Like,
I think what pushes it, what elevates it, is the teal. The teal allows this to step out just a little bit.
I agree. You're right on that.
Both logos are very good.
I'll add this in that, okay, we have a shark fin here, which makes perfect sense. Everyone knows Jaws. Everyone knows a shark fin. We have a sun and a palm tree here.
Okay.
This is more serious than this.
Gotcha.
Florida's like, okay, we get it, we're Florida. Where San Jose's like, no, we belong here.
Okay.
I put this ahead of this.
I would do it.
Okay.
I don't know how your system
We're gonna
works.
have to shift this all down.
Enjoy the music while John shifts. No, it's crystal clear. You this is 1, 2, 3 out in the back here, and then 4, 5, 6 is down below, and then you have to put 7, 8
It's a
underneath
very
and
simple system.
rehook it around here. Oh my God, it's
God,
going
oh
on.
God, oh God.
I'm not helping. I refuse to, because you haven't explained this clearly to anybody but yourself.
I feel this is very well explained. Do you envy my students for getting directions?
Do you imagine that this is the point in the video where we get the most click-throughs, or do you think people are sticking around to watch it?
I think we should just edit this and just speed it up.
I don't know how this couldn't be any more clear.
This is an easy
Fast track,
system
fast
that
track.
works very well. Everything is fine. Remain calm.
It's like
All
the
is
guy.
well.
It's like the guy in the infomercial trying to convince you that this is the right purchase.
He always wanted to be in the infomercial where all the Tupperware falls down on you and this is it.
I want to be grayed out.
This is the grayed out version, and then all of a sudden we get the color, and then we have something that.
And it's jumped the
This
shark.
is how I spent my Saturday.
It's jumped the shark.
Where'd the other jersey here go? Okay, we're all right. We're back. We're back. Let's all go. To
And
the
with a-
lobby.
Click flip of the switch.
Okay, so
people could have sped that up and hit the gear. And
They're
hit
lucky.
2 point.
San Jose number 1, Florida number 2, Nashville number 3, Atlanta number 4. Second row, Ottawa number 5, Tampa Bay number 6, and Anaheim number 7.
Okay.
Boop-a-doop, boop-a-doop. Technically, I skipped one.
Yeah.
Well, I hate them so much that 7 is
You
blank.
came up with this system.
7 is no jersey.
So just to be clear for the fans, the 3 in the front are the worst ones,
Yes.
and the ones covered in the back are the best ones.
I could in theory go like this.
I've been wondering why you're not using like the top row of those at all.
You had no suggestions up until this point.
Because I couldn't figure out what you were doing.
You know what I'm.
No, we both have
Okay, is
figured
this
out.
better? Is this better?
I'm
Why
gonna
did no one
use
mention
this.
this in the 92 episode?
I'm going to use this as the cover photo because it doesn't clearly explain and show what's going on here.
And he's just lost his mind. Like he just looks like what's going on. There we go. There's the cover photo right there.
Anyway, this was fun.
On that note.
On that note, 30 minutes later, this was fun.
Well, we're almost there.
He's Shrems. I think I'm John. This is a good system. Phil, take us out.
Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications. Leave a comment in the notes if you think this is a good system for John.
He went off the cuff. Phil's gone rogue.
Hey, come back for hopefully for another episode of.
Oh, Phil's a comedian now. Oh, the comments want more Phil. And now we got more Phil.
Primos
Keep
over
telling me
here.
you want more. You got more.